Welcome back. Now, no pets. It's a fairly standard rule when it comes to renting a property. In fact, fewer than 7% of rental properties in the UK accept tenants with pets. And that, of course, is a huge problem for many people, especially as getting on the housing ladder has become harder in recent decades. So what do? Well, a new platform that helps renters with pets gather online references, which can then be shared with landlords and letting agents, thinks it could be the solution. Well, that business is called PetsScore, and its founder, Natasha Homer-Early, joins me now. Natasha, very good morning to you. What gave you the idea for this?
I'd experienced the problem myself. I'd spent 6 months trying to find a pet rental and realised that this was a really big issue. Looked across the UK at how big the problem was, and we're estimating around 5 million people need to rent with pets. And right now, they've only got 120,000 properties available to them. So it's a very big issue.
So how do you compile these scores?
We basically allow a pet owner to come on and create a free profile. They can then push out reference requests to any former landlord or managing agent, letting agent. We gather all the references in, and we've built a criteria based on a lot of landlord studies of what they're looking for and what they're concerned about. And we score all the reference data to create an overall risk score, which is very similar to a credit score, but it's a risk score on that pet for renting. And landlords can take the reference summary we provide with the risk score to make an informed decision on whether to rent to that person with that pet.
Does the type of pets that someone owns have an impact on their score?
Not necessarily. It might be the age of the pet, it might be to do with the supervision of the pet, it might be the temperament of the pet. So there are a lot of different data points that we gather and score on, based on research inside the pet industry and also what we know landlords are looking for in terms of lower risk to be able to onboard a pet.
So if I'm a potential renter, how do I go about trying to improve my score?
Well, obviously be a good pet owner. So obviously we're looking for pets that have had their vaccines, have been microchipped, obviously have a vet, and you have pet insurance for them. So we're looking at all the typical data points that would improve your score in order for you to be able to rent successfully with a PetsScore.
Now, you're making this service free to pet owners, but you're charging the letting industry. How much do you charge them?
Between £1 and £1.66, depending upon which subscription they take. And we've priced it to be like an add-on service to a tenant check, but 70% cheaper.
Surely it should be the other way around, though. And if you want more landlords to accept tenants with pets, surely it should be the pet owners you're charging and making it free to the landlords.
Well, legally in the UK, we're not actually allowed to do that, even if we wanted to. The law would not allow you to charge a pet owner for this. So we've had to build it that way. But we also think that landlords and letting agents, because they want to solve this problem, they've been very receptive to PetsScore, won't really have an issue with this. There's a big upside to them, and if they can onboard more pet renters, we're estimating about 20 billion in extra revenue and cost savings choosing a pet renter over a renter, because they stay twice as long, they'll pay slightly extra in pet rent, they're very amenable to it, they want to stay with their pet, and the landlord doesn't have to keep re-advertising and re-preparing that property for rental. So there's actually a lot of potential upside in terms of return on investment for landlords and letting agents by doing this. So on a potential earning over the industry in 44 months of 20 billion, paying £1.66 for a PetsScore doesn't seem that expensive.
Very briefly, Natasha, how many people are using the service right now?
We've just launched. We had several hundred sign-ups before launch. We had a range of people from inside the lettings industry, so Connells, Housey, Wentworth, a whole range of players that have pre-signed up to this. So we're looking obviously for more people to start signing up now, and they've been doing that.
Very good, Natasha. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Ian. Bye.
That's it from